All right, fashion brand founders and owners. This video, I cover how we make fashion meta ads that get new customers at a 3 ROAS and higher. Here are the 15 plus fashion brands we scale, and we have over 14 video testimonials from fashion founders like yourself on the results and experience working with us. I won't go through every single testimonial because you'll find that below this video. Now, why should you watch this video? Well, here's some results we get with our fashion ads. For example, here on the left, we from January 28 to February 26, 2024, we spent 17.4K at a 6.93 ROAS with 121K return. Here on the right, same time frame, we spent 44.8K at a 3.8 ROAS and 170K return. I'm Brandon, one of the co-founders of Digiceptual. We specialize in scaling fashion brands for over 4 years now with meta ads. In 2023, we made over 39 million in sales from new customers across all fashion brand clients. You can see the time frame up there and the total result in the middle. Here, I'll zoom in real quick. You can see it right here, over 39 million in sales. So if in 2023, we generated over 39 million in sales, in the past 4 years, we've generated over 156 million in sales. So the fashion ads that I'm about to share with you is based on over 156 million in sales generated for fashion brands from new customers. Now, this is for you. If your fashion brand does at least 30 to 35K per month online or more, you want to scale by getting new customers at top of funnel. You want to get a higher ROAS from the same spend, and we want to get back to the sales you were doing before and then beyond. Here's an important principle. Learning means to do something different when you encounter the same situation. So if you encounter the same situation but you don't do anything different, you have not learned anything. Now, big problems this strategy will help you solve. Your online sales are plateauing or stagnating and you don't know exactly why. You can't get new customers profitably when scaling. Wholesale and retail are a big portion of your business, but you struggle with scaling direct to consumer online, or your agency can't scale your brand because they don't understand fashion. Now, the ads. These are the 4 parts I will cover: creatives, copy, landing pages, and types of ads. Now, creatives. We'll start with what creatives we avoid using for ads, what we advise founders not to do, and why. Now, avoid fashion shows or runway show creatives. Fashion shows have their time and place, but for most fashion brands and for scaling ads, it's totally unnecessary. Why? Well, one, it's expensive in terms of time, money, and energy, which means it's not something brands can efficiently make and test all the time. 2, it doesn't convert new audiences because it's unrelatable. It looks fancy, but it doesn't convert profitably. Next, avoid commercial-like creatives. Just like fashion shows, they are expensive in terms of money, time, and energy, so brands can't make this efficiently at scale. And they're also unrelatable to new audiences, so conversions will be lower or at a loss. Next, avoid text overlay on still images. Now, nothing against Shortage Ski Club, just using them as an example. We've tested this extensively and it never resulted in profitable scale. It makes overall performance worse. Branding creatives versus raw creatives. There are mainly 2 types of fashion creatives: branding creatives and raw creatives. The 3 types of creatives to avoid are branding creatives. The purpose of branding creatives is to showcase the brand and drive impressions and engagement, whereas the purpose of raw creatives, covered later, is to drive sales. This doesn't mean raw creatives aren't on brand. They are still on brand, but they're specifically designed to trigger new audiences to buy. We focus specifically on raw creatives because that's the whole point of ads, to get new customers. We'll cover raw creatives more after I go over one more type of creative to avoid, which is curated UGC. We avoid curated UGC creatives and advise founders not to invest in it because it's a dying gimmick in fashion. When gimmick starts trending, everyone wants to jump on the bandwagon because they think it's the next big thing. But like all gimmicks, it works for a little while and then the ROI diminishes quickly because the market recognizes the gimmick due to the bandwagon. From the market's perspective, they see the same creators, styles, and salesy scripts as everyone else. So the brand loses its uniqueness because the creative is inauthentic. And using some common sense, if brands try to differentiate themselves with curated UGC like everyone else, then no brand's different. Meanwhile, curated UGC creators and UGC agencies are happy to keep jacking up the price because they aren't directly responsible for generating sales with it. From our experience, if the curated UGC converts, it lasts for 2 to 3 weeks at most. So it's not worth paying for something that lasts for 2 to 3 weeks if it works. Now, what about organic UGC? Well, we've tested this and it does convert better and a bit longer than curated UGC because it's unique to the brand, it's authentic. Organic UGC can be things like customers making real reviews and testimonials. It's a nice thing to have, but that's not what gets the highest return at scale. This kind of creative does. Raw creatives. Raw creatives have minimum to no editing, clearly shows the product, are simple and direct. They aren't overly edited or retouched, commercial-like, fancy, or expensive. Raw creatives convert the most amount of new customers at the highest ROAS and scales the longest, and by longest, I mean a couple months to over a year with the same raw creatives. Why? One, because they feel organic and they are relatable to the audience. In other words, it's authentic. Two, fashion is black or white. The market either wants it or they don't. No fancy edits, which is brandy creatives, or over-the-top performances, created UGC, will somehow persuade the market to buy something they don't want. Now, products we show in raw creatives. 9 times out of 10, we are using raw creatives to show the brand's best-selling products. That's also what we advise them to do for any new creatives. The reason for that is simple. These products have demand in the market, which is what makes them bestsellers in the first place. So since they already have demand, they have the highest odds of converting new customers compared to all the other products. The other time we don't show bestsellers is when the brand launches a new collection. There are two main types of raw creatives we advise clients to make: still image or video. And there are different types of still images and videos, which I will cover next. Now, is one better than the other? The anticlimactic answer is none is better than the other, which goes back to why we always test creatives in the testing campaign. Is why it's so important, is because we're constantly testing to see which one performs well. Now, still images. There are 3 types we found works best: product only, product on a model, plain background, product on a model, lifestyle. Now, for product only, the product or the products are on a plain background, simple as that. Product on a model, plain background. The model doesn't have to be famous like Gigi Hadid. Background is just products only, or raw, like product only raw creators. It's clean and plain, and a white or gray background is usually the go-to for this type. Now, product on a model, lifestyle. The third type is the product on a model in a specific lifestyle setting. The lifestyle setting depends on the brand and what their market resonates with. Now, let's talk about video. There are 3 we found best: static image GIFs, video GIFs, and product modeling. I will go into detail on each one of each video raw creative. Now, unlike still images, text overlay, like the brand logo, performs well with video GIFs and product modeling videos, so sometimes we include it in tests. But for static GIFs, we don't use text overlay. Now, static image GIFs. It's just a simple compilation of still images. Now, how do we make static GIFs that convert? First, we use at least 3 to 5 creatives. It doesn't have to be the same model and still image type as this example, right? Like these creatives, it does not have to be the same like this. Again, the creatives we choose are based on their best-selling products, not just any creatives for the sake of looking good. Now, setup. Each creative is shown for 1 second, and then it switches to the next creative. Once it reaches the last creative, the GIF loops back to the first creative and repeats. Then the length of a GIF is usually 14 to 15 seconds. Background, sound, or music, none. So here's the GIF example in action. So here it plays. Boom, boom, boom. 1. Just like that. Very simple, and it loops back to the beginning. So in the example above, the loop happens 3 times to fill in the 14 to 15 seconds. This is the standard style we use for static image GIFs. Now here's another static image example with the same principles, but different style. This GIF only shows 3 products, whereas the previous one shows 5, but this GIF shows the 3 products in 3 different ways, and I categorize them into 3 groups in the image above. The first way is front-facing, the next one is at an angle, the next one is facing behind. Each creative is shown for 0.5 seconds instead, so each angle or group gets shown for 1 second before switching to the next angle. The length of the GIF is also 14 seconds and has no background music or sound effects. Here it is in action. See how it's faster? Switches to angle, third angle, back to the first angle. Now, video GIFs. Video GIFs are like static GIFs, but instead of quickly changing from image to image, it quickly changes from video to video. Now, setup. Usually it's 10 seconds. Equipment. Quality iPhone and iPhone stand is enough. Background, sound, or music? None. Here's an example. So I'll show, this one's only 9 seconds long, so I'll show the example first and then we'll break it down. All right, that's the first product, and here's the second product. So, it shows 2 products in 2 different ways, quickly. The first product is shown for 5 seconds, and then it transitions to the second product. The first shot is closer to the product. Then the second shot, it quickly transitions to the second shot that is a full body fit, giving the viewer both perspectives, right? See how it's close up and then full body. Now, here's another one. This one is 11 seconds long. And in this example, the model's face isn't even showing. Instead, the focus is intensely on the product. So here is how it looks like. Just like that. Now, part 1 is showing the product's detail and functionality, and after 6 seconds, it transitions to part 2. Part 2 is showing different colors of the same product on a full body fit. Now, next video type, product modeling videos. Unlike static and video GIFs, product modeling videos are less snappy and are used to showcase a singular product instead of multiple. Here's a standard setup. A model with a bestseller on, the crop. Sometimes it's a full body shot, sometimes it's not. What matters is the product is clearly visible. Video length, typically 10 to 15 seconds, sometimes longer. Equipment, quality iPhone and iPhone stand is enough. Background sound or music, none. Here's an example. This one is only 11 seconds long, and this one is the model is simulating a fitting of the product for the customer to see how it will look and fit. So here it is. So she's like putting it on, showing it on an outfit. Boom. Boom. Yep. Boom. You get the point. Now, the model's face isn't even showing, and that's fine because, again, what matters is the product is clearly, and the fit is clearly crystal clear to the viewer. They can clearly imagine buying and wearing the product. Here's another one. This one is 14 seconds long. So here's it. One model, one product. Right? Boom. You saw that blur. We'll go into that in a second. And then the rest is just the full body fit again. Now, this product video cuts between the model's full body and closer up so the viewer can see its full fit and details up close. So 3 seconds, transition here, 6 seconds, transition back to full body. Notice in the 3 second mark, when it transitions to the close-up, that 1, there is a slight blur before refocusing. 2, the model's head is slightly cut off. Many brands may think this is now an ugly or failed creative for ads because it might damage the brand image. That is false. These little things, done intentionally or not, make it more authentic. The more authentic it is, the more it converts. Now, client product modeling video example 3. This example is much longer than the first two, and it's a much slower pace. So I won't play through the full video. I'll skip through it. So first, I'll show you this is how slow it is. Look, slow-mo video. Very slow, right? Very slow. The model's just rotating in a circle. Okay, the video's loading. Right, here you go. Rotating in a circle. You get the point. So let's break it down. The first part slowly shows the product from all angles as the model turns 360. After 58 seconds, the camera zooms in closer to the model as she does the same thing closer up. So in summary, we avoid branding creatives and focus on raw creatives. The two main types of raw creatives are still image and video, right? So we have branding creatives, we avoid, it's a bit cut off, but raw creatives we use. The two main types of raw creatives are still image and video. Despite all these different styles of still images of video raw creatives, they all have the same raw creative principles, which is it shows the product clearly, not overly edited or retouched. It's simple and indirect, and these are the creatives that convert best for fashion ads. Now, the copy. The way we write copy is exactly like the principles of raw creatives. It's simple and direct, nothing fancy or over the top. Now, how we write fashion ad copy that converts. Lines. We write 1 or 2 lines that communicate the brand's message and what they offer. So here are 3 examples we wrote for clients, right? Very straightforward, to the point, what the brand message is and what they offer. Emojis. We stick to 1 or 2 max. Sometimes we use none. So here's 2, here's 1. Hashtags, almost non-existent. If it fits the brand, then 1 max. We keep these 2 at an absolute minimum because lots of emojis and hashtags are too spammy. Lastly, we don't mention any discounts or sales promotions in the copy, unless it's a known period like Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Here's exactly why. We want new customers that buy the brand because of the brand and their products, not because of the discount. Discount customers are not loyal to the brand, they are loyal to the discount. If a brand advertises discounts and sales promos a lot, what happens is over time, the brand's customer list is full of discount shoppers. Then when the brand launches new collections at a full price, the initial sales are mediocre or the brand loses money because most of the customers are waiting for a discount since that is the first impression they got from the brand. Side note, if an agency is always nagging you to discount because sales are slow or they need some incentive to buy, it means they don't know what they're doing. Now, when do we test copy? There's no point in testing copy in the beginning because creatives matter the most in fashion and copy doesn't make or break an ad. So when we're testing creatives, we write the initial copy and keep it the same across all ads while we are testing creatives. We only start testing copy once we identify the top performing ads in the scaling campaigns. Now, if a brand already has top performing ads, we use its copy in the creative testing campaign and start testing copy at the same time. Now, our goal with testing copy is to continually optimize top performing ads to get higher ROAS and convert more new customers. Ad copy isn't the biggest thing that drives conversions, but it still does to an extent. At higher spends, which is like 50 to 100K plus ad spend per month, optimizations add up and make a big difference in ROAS. Example, on the left, let's say a brand is spending 50K per month on ad spend, and it's getting a 3 ROAS, which is like 150K return without testing and optimizing copy. And on the right, with copy and testing optimization, they're now getting a 3.2 ROAS, which is at 175K return. I know the image is incorrect. I'll correct that later. That's 15K extra return from the same spend simply by testing and optimizing copy. Now, how we test copy? Here's a setup. Ad set, 1 is enough. Budget, $20 a day. Audiences, broad, age, gender, location, depends on the brand. Ads, 5 ads total. Top performing creatives in all the ads. So here's how it looks like visually. We make a separate TOF campaign just for testing copy. In the ad set, we duplicate the top performing ad 4 times to get 5 ads total. The creative is the same across all ads because we know it's the top performer. For each of the duplicate ads, we write a split test variation of the copy from the top performing ads and then we launch. Testing takes 7 days max to identify the top performing copy. Once identified, we take the new top performing ad and scale it in the broad audience scaling campaigns. Test interest and lookalike audiences in the audience testing campaigns, and we test for new ad copy against it to continue our copy testing. Testing copy never stops because, again, our goal is to optimize top performing ads to get even higher returns. So in summary, fashion ad copy is simple and direct, 1 and 2 emojis max, hashtags are non-existent. We only test copy once we have top performing ads, and testing copy optimizes top performing ads and every other ad to get a higher return from the same amount of spend. Next, landing page. There are 3 main landing pages we drive traffic to. Homepage, bestsellers page, direct to the bestseller product page. Side note, we are not website conversion rate optimization specialists. Now, the homepage. Most of the traffic we drive to the homepage is because 1, it's almost always outperforms product pages at scale. 2, this variable is constant since most of our focus is testing ads. It may seem right to send traffic to a product page if the ad shows a product, but we make decisions based on data. If the homepage outperforms the product page, we will send traffic to the homepage. Now, bestsellers page. If a brand doesn't have this yet, we advise them to make a bestseller page. The bestseller page has all the best-selling products based on Shopify sales data. The reason why this page converts is because bestsellers have proven demand in the market. So all we do is drive traffic to where the demand is and convert them into new customers. What we also do with this page is leverage human psychology. From the new audience's perspective, the point of view, they automatically assume that any new products in the bestseller page must mean they're bestsellers. So the brand can use this page to position any of their products as bestsellers. For example, let's say they want to clear inventory. Instead of running a sale, they can just place the products on the bestseller page and it will sell to new customers. Next, the types of ads. There are 3 types of ads we use. Single image, carousels, and dynamic DPA. This is what we call it. Single image video ad. This is just showing one type of still image or video raw creative in one ad. And all these types are covered in the creative section earlier that we just covered. Now, carousel ads. Here's an example. Carousels are where we show multiple raw creatives in one ad, and the viewer can click the arrow next to each creative to go to the next one. Setup. Creatives, usually 4 to 5 still images showing different bestsellers, unless it's a new collection or specific holiday or event. No video raw creatives at all, only still images. Landing page. All creatives are linked to the bestseller or the homepage. We don't link each specific product page to each specific creative. We like to use carousels the most because it lets audiences window shop online. They get to click around and see what the brand is about and what they offer since the brand's new to them. And there lies the advantage carousel ads give. If the carousel ads are scaling, but then 1 or 2 products out of 4 to 5 creatives are temporarily out of stock, the ads will still convert new customers profitably. How? Well, the whole point of carousel ads is to get them onto the website. Once they're onto the website, we know a percentage of this traffic will convert into new customers because we know the conversion rate of the homepage or the bestseller page. A brand, like for example, a brand always displays a variety of products for foot traffic to a window shop. Some of these products may or may not even be out of stock, but that's okay because the goal of the display is to get people through the door and into the store first. And once they're in the store, a percentage of them will buy. That's all that matters. Next, DPA ads. DPA ads are used to advertise a specific catalog of products. For example, over here, here's a specific catalog. Now, there are two ways we use DPA ads. We let Meta make the catalog or we make the catalog. If we make the catalog, typically it's bestsellers only or products by color. DPA ads may look ugly, but it converts. With DPA ads specifically, we test it straight from the beginning to see if it has potential in a creative testing campaign. So here's the setup. Budget, $75 a day in the ad set. Audience, broad, ads, 5 DPA ads. We test DPA ads for 5 days to see if it works out or not. If it does, we scale it. If not, we turn it off. In summary, there's no type of ad that is the holy grail. Every one of them works. It's just to what extent will they work, and that comes down to testing in the creative testing campaigns. So if you're interested in us scaling your fashion brand by getting unique customers at a 3 ROAS and higher with the strategy I just went over, click the book a call button below this video to book a call with me. The bottom line is you give us access to your ad account and we'll get you similar results like below on a silver platter. Again, here are some of them. 17.4K spent, 6.93 ROAS at 121K return. Here's another one, 44.8K spent, 3.8 ROAS at 170K return. Here's more fashion brand client results. Same time frame, January 28 to February 26, 2024. This European brand, 15.4K spent, 4.57 return at a 70.5K return. This one on the right, 36.2K spent, 8.27 ROAS at a 299K return. And these are the 15 plus fashion brands we scale. And we have over 14 video testimonials from fashion founders like yourself on their results and experience working with us. Now, again, if you're interested in us scaling your fashion brand by getting you new customers at a 3 ROAS and higher with this strategy, click the book a call button below this video to book a call with me. And I look forward to speaking to you very soon.